Saturday. It is March 1st and it is going to be a glorious weekend. Super excited to do some work in the yard and get some seeds planted in the greenhouse. Then on Monday it's supposed to be cold again, but I will have heat mats and heat lamps in there, so it'll be okay. So we're gonna see how much we can get done today. Now I'm outside walking Mr. Oliver. Come, Oliver, let's go. Up.
So why did y'all have to cut this tree down?
It had the bad part about it had a split from the ground to about 8 feet up. Pretty significant. And then it was leaning over, it was probably about 15 feet away from a garage and limp heavy leaning over it. So it was better to take it down while it was this size. Later on when it becomes a problem.
So he thought he was gonna dump it? somewhere, but I decided I was going to use it for making some plant stakes, tree stakes, and we are going to make some wood planting boxes out of it. Yes. Or not. Put something on more like summer. Now we're gonna cut the steaks on the table.
Ah, sure.
All right, we are done for the day. We still have to do the bottom parts to make it so that they will drive into the ground. But wow, I really had no idea it would take as long as it did to make these. The wood is very hard, and so going through the actual table saw was a slow process. I imagine if it was pine, it would go through a lot faster, and we probably could have it done in a quarter of the time that it took to do these. But they are beautiful. They will last a really, really, really long time, and I won't be stuck with green metal stakes, so that makes me happy. And this is them. So we have some short ones and we have some long ones. Now the goal is going to be to add them to the fruit trees that we just planted. We will add some to the lelands that we've planted just to make sure, the arborvitae that we've planted just to make sure that they stay upright and they grow properly. I'm super excited because we are starting off a whole new journey this month. This is going to be the beginning, a new beginning for a lot of things in season of life. And so in honor of new beginnings, we are working on organizing everything, and we're going to start off here in the greenhouse. So as you see behind me, there is a lot of chaos going on in the greenhouse. I have removed the shelving that was in here because the wood chips that are in here have kind of decomposed in certain areas where more water is coming in. It's not pouring in from the greenhouse, but it is draining in, and so there are certain areas that have decomposed more than others, so the shelf was actually leaning towards the walls. That is one thing I will say about this greenhouse, is make sure that as you are building it, that you are sealing it with a clear sealer to help prevent water from coming in. That's definitely something that needs to be improved on. But we are going to put a whole fresh new layer of wood chips in here, and so we're removing everything out in order to do that. So we're going to begin to do that right now. So I've gotten everything out that needs to come out. I'm just going to work around this pot here, but I've taken everything else out other than what's on the table. I'm not going to take that out either. I'm going to use a landscaping right now, and we are going to smooth out what there is, pull from the edges the parts that are piled up, and then I do have some weeds that have grown in here, that lovely bindweed grass that is my arch nemesis. So I have a little bit of weeds to pull. There's actually some actual bulbs from ferns that came through the pot and rooted themselves, so I'm going to dig those up and see if I can pot them up and hopefully grow some ferns from them. But I'm going to work on that right now. However, I do have to take off my vest because it is about 65 degrees out here, so no longer need this, which is great. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I was talking about earlier about where the wood chips have decomposed and why. So I'm not sure if you can see here in certain areas where the rain is coming in and it is pulling here on the actual wood, but there are indentions here, so I'm going to work through adding some chips there, but it's just kind of mostly around all the edges. You'll see where the water's coming in, and basically dropped my phone, so that didn't work well, but you can see the sun is not shining. I don't know if you can see or not. You see all this debris here, so the rain is coming in here, right here, and pulling, there's yuck, pulling here, so it's coming in through there, coming in through here, basically. So the goal is to seal that off somehow the best we can. I don't think at this point that we're going to be able to truly seal it off, so I think we're going to continue to have some moisture come in, but the goal is hopefully to make it better. So these are the little bulbs that have grown from the fern that I was talking about. So they grew through the pot and started making the actual, I don't know what you call it, I need to figure it out, but it is part of the fern growing there. that everything is nice and even, has a fresh layer. Use the bricks for the wicker chair so that it is not getting damaged feet. Just using a plastic shelf right now. It's done well. I've used it probably for about 5 years now, where I just took some LED lights and zip tied them to it, and then put extension cords running up the side of the legs to be able to plug everything in, to include a lamp. So I'm just building that back in. The good thing about this is, with it being plastic, as much as I'd like wood or metal, the metal will rust, the plastic will ultimately break down, but this is pretty heavy duty, so it will last quite some time, and then maybe eventually we will have more of like a shelf across, as opposed to tall shelves. And then we have a top shelf where we can store pots that are not being used, my speaker, to listen to my Bluetooth speaker, to listen to music, some fairy buildings. We've taken out of the bad weather. Just anything we need to, maybe even a brand new watering can for the grandbabies. This came from, this is actually RHS, the British Meadow collection. And of course, I think, oh, I know, I got it from Boulevard Flowers. I did not get it from TJ Maxx, which is usually where I usually get them. Or, what is it? Not Hobby Lobby, but what's the other one? Home Goods. Yeah. Usually get watering cans from Home Goods. Right here, I actually have a trash can with a rose bush in it. So I put a lot of potting soil in it. This is a rose bush that I pulled up from an area that the bed needs to be made again. It just needs to be redone. It was overrun with bindweed grass, and so I pulled everything up out of it. This was a rose bush that was there, and to keep it safe through the winter, I went ahead and put it in this pot, and I've added the potting soil, and I've added water to it. It's starting to look a little worn, but you can see where some fresh growth is coming in here and here. I've trimmed these limbs here because they were pretty tall, but all in all, it's done pretty well considering how cold it's been. I was really worried about it, but it has made it, and I'm gonna wait until we kind of get through this last spurt of really cold weather. They're expecting snow again tomorrow. It is 67 degrees today, and if that is common for Virginia, that it is like 60, 67 degrees for a couple of days, and then we get snow. So we shall see how it turns out tomorrow. So this is the new growth that I was talking about. This is actually new growth right here. You can see how soft and pliable the limb is. Because we haven't run electricity or water yet, I've just dug a hole and run a heavy-duty extension cord and a hose that I can connect to from the outside through underneath the wood and through. This will keep me from having to pull a hose in here constantly, and then it also allows me to hook up the LED lights. So I will hook that up to a surge protector, and then the lights will go into the surge protector, and that will give me what I need for now until we're able to get electricity run and water run out here. So I've got one extension cord for power strip. Normally I will have them zip tied to the back here. I think that is actually on the other shelf, so I need to be able to get to it and bring that one over as well. But we're going to start with this one for now, and we are going to, we're missing one light on this shelf, which I actually have out there, but we also need to get some more zip ties. So,
Do you want me to tighten it?
no, it's good. I think the ones at the top probably don't need the light right now
You can
because they've got enough light on it outside coming in. We'll do the bottom ones.
you can water this down and still use it. Did my vanish trap go bad?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no.
Good. The really cool thing about this is I am able to just flip a switch and flip all the lights off at one time. Or on. Well, the temperatures have dropped dramatically. I had to put my Geely back on. Oliver is, barking at the kids, but I wanted to show you really quickly what I did get done. I didn't get to start any seeds. Unfortunately, it took me longer to clean everything out. There are a lot of plants that actually have to be planted, so they won't be staying in the greenhouse, but they won't come out of the greenhouse until the weather turns a little bit better than what it is. So of all these, that one is not looking well, neither is the jasmine, but I'm hoping to save it. But all of these will go into the one garden bed that I pulled completely up. The only thing that was left in it was daffodils. And then another shelf will go here ultimately. And then we've got a few things. We've got some muscari and daffodil. And then we've got some box cuttings here. I'm hoping that the fern will grow that I dug up. And then the rose bush. And then this shelf needs to be cleaned off really good, but I don't have time tonight. And then again, this one will be planted out. I have some ferns over here, a few plants that I'm hoping that will come back that are perennials that stayed in here. And then I have this chair that Oliver has attached to, but it's pulled off the bricks. We are going to bury the bricks. So I can't do it right now. We're going to bury the bricks so that the wood is on the bricks versus on the moist ground. And then this is a little stool that came from my mother's house. Now, well guys, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I am going to end it here because I am going to go inside and I'm going to fix dinner, and then I am going to relax and watch a movie. We've gotten so much done the last 2 days, and I'm very thankful for the weather. It's been absolutely amazing, and we've been putting it off for so long because we've had such cold, rainy, snowy weather. So it felt really good to spend all weekend in the garden and the greenhouse getting tasks done that needed to be done. So till next time.